Hey there, this is the One Boom, and I'm sorry I haven't been uploading recently, it's just that I haven't wanted to. That's the end of that sentence. And, well, I was actually pretty excited for today. All things considered, in my life, it is nice to wake up to a big content update in a shooter that I'm currently tolerating. I kid again. Look, I like Modern Warfare 2, and I was excited for Season 1 for a while. But, because it's a Call of Duty season, the update that adds a bunch of stuff also fixes a bunch of stuff, and then the update that adds and fixes a bunch of stuff also breaks a bunch of stuff. I'm not going to be talking about Warzone or DMZ in this video, even though I did get some DMZ gameplay. I did actually go in and play DMZ to get the M13 and all that. This video is focusing on the multiplayer, and I guess I'll get the positive crap out of the way first so that I can, extend viewer duration. Essentially, I like that Modern Warfare 2 feels like it should have at launch in terms of features. Like, I have a combat record now, even though it's kind of broken. I have progression systems now, I have customization menus now, there are multiple things to grind towards and work towards, and there's a battle pass that is less linear than previous ones. In fact, I am actually kind of concerned about how many people came into my chat while I was streaming today and were telling me that the battle pass is confusing or bad or they don't like it. Look, if it was a traditional 100-tier battle pass that we've been used to, then you would just have to progress tier by tier. In this, there are sectors. Each sector has 5 items. You use 5 tokens to unlock those 5 items, and then you can start unlocking stuff in whatever adjacent square you want to. So it's not that complicated, it just gives you a little bit more freedom as to what items you want to get first. And token earn rates are pretty high. In about 4 hours of playing, I was able to get around 6.5, 6 3/4 of tokens, and that's not bad at all in my opinion for something that's supposed to last as long as a seasonal battle pass. It's not bad at all. So overall, like, being able to log on and see that I have prestiges that aren't going to reset with the season, that I'm actually working towards 5th prestige where you get a weapon variant for the 5.56 Icarus, that's kind of cool to me. I'm excited. It's what the game should have launched like, having a combat record, having a battle pass, having stuff to grind towards, having challenges with calling cards attached to them. That's the kind of stuff that, just makes the grind more fun, that makes Call of Duty multiplayer more fun. Launching a COD without it, even if for just a few weeks, makes the COD feel like an extended beta, or just, well, boring. Boring would be the word. I don't get the criticism towards the Battle Pass system, and in all honesty, I don't understand the excitement around Shoot House coming back. I will say aesthetically, this version of Shoot House slaps. This looks fantastic. I just am not looking forward to Shipment, because I've already played Shipment a babillion times, and I'm not really looking forward to playing Shoot House anymore because it just makes me feel like I'm playing Modern Warfare 2019. Like, yeah, it looks different, but I was hoping they would add a map or two that differentiates the game from the previous one, not makes it feel like just a continuation. It needs to feel like a sequel, I would have loved a remade MWII map for the first season. I would have loved High Rise or Estate, Terminal, even a big map that's like almost out of the ordinary for this game. I would love a map like Derail or Afghan. That'd be great, but we don't have that. Honestly, if I was making Modern Warfare 2's first season, I would have started it with a bang, just a really nostalgic season. I would have had a themed season around Modern Warfare 2, 3 Modern Warfare 2 maps, 2 at launch, 1 in season, and 3 weapons from Modern Warfare 2. I'm talking a Model 1887, my phone just went off, an intervention, and an ACR. That would have been great. But instead we have 2 maps coming in Season 1 that we've already played too much of in MW 2019, and that's not going to excite me. It's sad. Now, in terms of the weapons, I've only been able to use the M13 because I went into DMZ and unlocked it, and it feels really good, very snappy, low recoil, high rate of fire. It seems to have really low limb damage, so the time to kill is a little inconsistent if you're a little shaky, which I definitely was by the end of my 5-hour stream. By the way, hit the bell icon to get notified when I go live. But either how, the only real bonuses for me in this season are new weapons and an actual progression system. And it's not even my preferred progression system if I could pick a progression system to have in this game, but compared to games like Battlefield 2042 or Halo Infinite, or hell, even Call of Duty Vanguard, I much prefer what they have going on here. I just feel like the map choices are really lame, and I don't like the fact that the very first season of MW2 seems more focused on Warzone 2 than MW2. I feel like Shoot House and Shipment are in this season so that people will buy the game to grind out attachments and weapon levels so that they can go into Warzone and utilize those attachments and weapon levels. Other than the progression systems, there's nothing here that makes a multiplayer fan like myself jump up and down with glee. On top of that, things like the friends list breaking, the combat record showing your private match stats, people missing their tier skips that they should have from the Vault Edition, and numerous other little bugs just are piling on, and it's starting to feel like this launch is just not doing well. I mean, it's been feeling like that since night one, but now it really feels like it's not doing well. Like, feature set wise, on paper, I would say the game is at its most worth buying right now if you wanted to get in early. But it's gonna be great getting my friends to buy this game and then telling them, oh yeah, the friends list doesn't work, or the combat record's broken, or this is broken, or this UI element isn't working anymore. And you know, when you stack that on the spawning issues, the hit detection issues, just the general flow issues with the game, just the feel of the game and how it feels to be in a match, those little things that need to be ironed out, it just stacks. And now we're moving into Thanksgiving, and then we're gonna go into December, and there's just gonna be so many holiday breaks and stuff. We can't expect Infinity Ward to fix all of this stuff on their days off. They are people after all. This is Electronic Toy after all, and even though we spent good money on it, I don't demand that developers work through the holidays just to make sure that my combat record perfectly reflects my kill-death ratio. I'm not gonna cry about it. It's just not as good as I'd like. The big thing I hope gets fixed soon is a spawning issue. The spawns just seem wrong. I'll have enemies spawn 1 foot from me, or the map will flip spawns every 3 seconds, and I don't understand it. I'll spawn in front of gunfire 1 spawn, and then across the map, away from everything, away from all the action, the objectives, the teammates, everything, the next flight, and it doesn't make any sense. Like, every life, it's a gamble where you're going to spawn. It's not predictable, which means it's hard to predict your enemies, which means it's hard to predict flow. Speaking of predicting, the big bombshell here is they accidentally added the Warzone footstep audio to multiplayer, which is why I don't like these games being on the same client. Footstep audio is now louder than it was in the beta in some cases. My game audio was at 50% and my mix amp was less than 40% while I was streaming, and I was still able to pinpoint enemy directions just by sound whoring. So they need to fix that by tomorrow as far as I'm concerned. I will say, however, that the M16 getting a massive buff was way more important than I thought it was. They didn't just reduce the recoil and speed up the fire rate, they did both. The M16 is practically a new gun. They basically added a new gun by buffing the M16. I was getting good with the M16 pre-buff, but now I cannot wait to review this thing for you, and I'm really glad I waited to review the M16 for you guys, because I am excited to talk about this beast of a rifle. Because yeah, I do enjoy the game. I do like what they have set up here. It's a really solid foundation. It's just a really solid foundation on the high seas of live service launches. You know what I mean? Like, it's topsy-turvy. It's just, it looks like it could be really good eventually. Basically, I'm saying it has potential. My analogy game's kind of weak. I've had exactly 1/3 of a beer. Either way, Season 1 is a net positive to Modern Warfare 2, even if you're just a multiplayer fan and you don't care about DMZ and Warzone or Spec Ops. But those things are there as well, and I will be talking about them in a later video. But honestly, my next 2 videos are probably going to be me comparing this game to Call of Duty Vanguard, because I think it does some things genuinely worse, and that's really sad to say. And then obviously I'm going to be reviewing the M16 and just start working on weapon reviews in general. I don't want my channel to just be me bitching about every new update, and I don't want to become a stats and numbers guy. I just want to talk about the game and the franchise I like. I want to gush about certain classes and weapons and things. It sounds fun to me. With Vanguard, I didn't care enough about the game to do it, and with Cold War, I didn't care about the game enough to do it, and now I'd like to do it. Anyway, now it's your guys' turn. Let me know what you think about Season 1 of Modern Warfare 2. Is it keeping you interested? Does it have your feathers ruffled? Or are you just kind of not that interested and you're gonna wait for Season 2 or Season 1 Reloaded or whatever they call it, the mid-season update? Let me know down in the comment section below. I'll see you when I see you guys. Hit the bell icon to get notified when I live stream so you can come bitch at me live. I'll see you when I see you. Goodbye.